Algebra, how are you? Let's get started on Lesson 10-4. We're going to learn how to multiply, because we've already did addition and subtraction. So when we multiply binomials, this is done by distributing. It's done by distributing twice, though. And what do I mean by that? Well, you'll see. Twice means 2 times, right? Okay, so if I were going to cover up this 3, and that, or let's say the 2x wasn't here, and it just said 3 times x plus 5, we would know what to do with that to get rid of our parentheses, right? We would just distribute. But there's 2 things in front of that x plus 5. So we just have to do it twice. So I'm going to show you 2 methods. The first method is called double distribution. The second method is the box method. It will help you later in the chapter. So with that said, if I multiply 2x times x, I'm going to get 2. There's a little exponent of a 1. Exponent of a 1. My chapter 8 rules say I need to add those together. So 2x squared. Now I'm going to multiply my 2x times my 5. I'm going to get 5x. No, I'm not. 5 times 2 is 10. Sorry about that. And then the x drags along. Okay? Now, if I am going to do my 3, I'm going to get 3 times x, which is 3x. Remember in the last couple sections, I said that align and add, line up your like terms and then add them together. Here's where that comes in handy. So I'm going to put my 3x here because those are like terms, and it's a positive 3x. And then I'm going to multiply my 3 times my 15, no, my 3 times 5, which is 15. I'm very sorry. Now remember, I add this together. Nothing to add to the 2x squared, so that comes down. The 10x plus the 3x will give me 13x. Nothing to add to the 15, so I bring that down, and that's my answer. Okay, what would that look like? What kind of polynomial is that? Well, it's a quadratic, and since it's a quadratic, it would be a parabola. How many solutions might I have? I might have 2. Okay, so let's look at this one. Now I want to do the box method. I want to teach you the box method. So you're going to make a box that is 2 by 2 because I've got 2 terms in this one and 2 terms in this one. Now if this has more than 2 terms, then it would be that long. So if it has 3 terms, it would have 1 more section here. Okay. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to write it on the side. And I'm going to write it up and down, 2x plus 3. Yes, put the plus sign there. You have to have that there or you'll get messed up. Okay? And then my x plus 5 goes on the top. Again, put the plus sign there. If it's a minus sign, put a minus sign. Okay. Now I need to multiply this times this, and that answer is going to go inside the square. So 2x times x gives me 2x squared. Now I have to do 2x times 5, and that's going to go in this square. So notice how it follows along for the 2x and down for the 5x. And that's going to give me 10x. Okay? Same thing here. 3 follows over, the x follows down. Whoops. And so I'm going to get 3x when I multiply those. And then 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, now here's the thing. This just gives me the values that could be in my answer. But look at here, I've got like terms, right? With those like terms being there, it's important that I add those together. So I'm going to add these that are in my oval. Okay, so when I do that, I don't have any other term to go with my 2x squared, no like term for that. I'm going to add my x terms, and I'm going to get a positive 13x when I add those together. Nothing to add to my 15 because there's no other like term like it. That's a constant, and that's my answer. Notice I have a quadratic again. Notice it's the exact same quadratic. Like I said, this method is going to help you later in the chapter. But if you like to distribute, make sure you distribute all of the pieces twice in this case. Okay, so let's try that again. If I'm going to double distribute, I'm going to start with my x, right? And I'm going to distribute that to my 3x. So I'm going to get 3x squared, and I'm going to multiply it to my negative 4x. I get negative 4x. Okay, we're going to finish that one in class. We're going to set up the box, and I'd love for you to try the box method on this guy, but we'll finish this one in class. Okay, my x plus 3 goes over here. Put your first term over here. And your 3x minus 4 goes over here. Okay, so x times 3x gives me 3x squared. What will go in here? Minus 4x. We'll finish the rest of this in class, right? So please have that started. All right, let's look at number 3. I'm going to pick either method for the rest. And I'm going to do the box method, sorry for that, for this one. If you like double distribute, you can do it in double distribute, but I want to show you the box method in this one. 2y minus 7, because I want to show you what happens when we have numbers in front of both of these. 3y plus 5. Okay, 2y plus 3 times 3y gives me 6y squared. 2y times 5 gives me 10y. Negative 7 times 3y. See why I need the minus sign there? Negative 7 times 3y gives me negative 21y. Negative 7 times 5, there we go, gives me negative 35. Okay, so now I need to write my answer. I need to write my answer, and I can't do that because I've got these guys right here that I need to add together. They're like terms. Okay, so my 6y squared doesn't go with anything, so that goes there. When I add those together, 10y plus negative 21y, I get negative 11y, and I bring down my 35. Okay, fantastic. We'll do number 4 in class. I'll let you decide. But I want to show you what to do when we have a bigger polynomial behind our binomial. So we've got a binomial and a trinomial. And I want to show you how to do that. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to make a box. But it's going to be a little longer this time, because in it I'm going to have one, oops, I didn't really make it tall enough. All right, sorry, I'll start over. I'll pause. Okay, I made my box taller. So I have a trinomial, so I need to have 3 boxes going across. Okay, so this is going to be 2x squared minus 3x minus 5. Notice it's over its box. And this is going to be 6x, don't forget your plus sign, 5. Okay, so I need to do 6x times 2x squared. Oh, what happens there? Remember, there's an imaginary 1 there. So I'm going to get 12 when I'm multiply my 6 times 2, and I'm going to add x to the third power. Okay. Now what about 6x times negative 3x? Well, I'm going to get negative 18x squared. And now 6x times negative 5, I'm going to get negative 30x, because 6 times negative 5 is negative 30, and that x just trails along. Okay, now I need to do my bottom number. 5 times 2x squared gives me 10x squared. Be careful of your signs here. 5 times negative 3 gives me negative 15x. And 5 times negative 5 gives me negative 25. Okay, watch your signs there. Now, you're going to notice that I've got an x squared like term here that I'm going to add together. But I also have an x term here that I need to add together. So, what's my final answer going to be? Well, it's going to be 12x cubed. That's just going to come out. I'm going to add my 10x squared and my negative 18x squared and get negative 8x squared. I'm going to add my negative 15 and my negative 30 and get negative 5x. And then my negative 25 is just going to come along, but it doesn't really fit there, does it? Negative 25. There. So that would be behind my 45x. So altogether, my answer, let me write that better, would be 12x cubed minus 8x squared minus 45x minus 25. Number 6 is exactly the same as that one, and we will do that in class. God bless.